Hello, everybody. I wanted to show you how I made what we affectionately call the Red Jack. This is our changing table support for our Corgi who has DM. Also works on any dog who has some paralysis or maybe they're just recovering from a surgery from a limb. This also can help temporarily for them as well. This has become valuable for us in our household since we do have to change him quite frequently during the day. And I decided we needed something easier for us and easier for him to help keep him clean and what was going to be relatively inexpensive. I really couldn't find anything out there in the market. They might exist, but I didn't find them. And I'm pretty good at making stuff out of PVC. I do dog agility. We build a lot of things out of PVC and dog agility. So I'm like, you know what? I've got a lot of spare parts. Let's see if I can make something for him. So we do affectionately call this the Red Jack. It is his stand that we use to jack him up. So you can see it's just kind of rectangular and it's got four legs. I did make the back end a little higher, slightly, not much, than the front end, and found that that really helps because I didn't want him struggling in the front end. I wanted him to be able to bend down a little bit if he needed to, so he wasn't fully supporting his weight in the front. In the other video I made, I showed you how I change him, so you can kind of see how he's supporting. He does not have DM in his front end, but he is over 13, and the front end is a little weak now, so it's a little harder for him. So the higher end for the back end, and that also quite honestly helps when he has to go number two. He needs a little help these days, so I can manipulate his legs, which don't work, kind of tuck them underneath him like he normally would in a squatting position, and then help him relieve himself for his bowel movements. So that's invaluable as well. So this is my setup. I went over it in the other video where I show you how I change him. We put it on the table now. It's easier for our back. Absorbent pads, towel. I put a puppy pad down underneath the bottom, and then I put the Red Jack on top of that. And then we cut puppy pads in half, and then I put half a puppy pad. I drape it over the back, tuck the front end here, and then we set him so he's on the back end. And that this puppy pad's kind of helping buffer his back end a little bit, so he's not sitting right on top of this PVC. You can put some like a little foam noodle or some padding on there, roll up a towel and tape it to it if you think your pup needs a little more protection, a little more softer surface. But the puppy pad seems to work pretty good for us. It does a double service as well, because when we're cleaning him up and taking his diaper off, often after we take his diaper off, he does need to relieve himself again, which is fine. Great. We love that. We love a voided bladder. And this upper puppy pad is catching all of that. So when I'm done cleaning him up and I throw my wipes down there, I can just take this top piece off. I can pull it out from underneath him, and I can throw the whole thing away. And my bottom puppy pad is usually still usable. Sometimes we get a little spray, but this kind of keeps the bottom one a little more protected. So that's what we do with that particular pad. I also showed you in another video, I keep wipes on hand. I buy most of the stuff from Costco, the puppy pads and the wipes we get from Costco. Cottonelle, a little more expensive, but you won't go through as many of these as you will the cheap off-brand, the Kirklands. They're great, but you'll go through a lot of the Kirklands. So I recommend getting the Cottonelle, a little easier. Don't flush them. You're going to use a lot of these, so just throw them away with your puppy pads, please. Don't clog up your plumbing system. You can also get some different wipes. Every once in a while, I do use these. They're an antiseptic wipe, antifungal, so that's just kind of help keep him cleaner every once in a while if you're not bathing on a regular basis. And you can also use bag balm if you see some rashes forming, and of course, go to your vet if you see too much going on. And then I keep poop bags on hand, and that's when he's got to do a bowel movement. We catch those with the poop bags. So this is our setup. The diapers that we use, like I said, he's a boy, so we have boy belly band diapers for him. I was buying them on Amazon, and the product that I've been buying, because we went through a lot of different types, is Honeycare. I don't make any money off of this, so pick and choose the ones that work for you and your budget, but we found that the Honeycare brand are the most absorbent, and really helps to wick most of that away from him until we can get him changed. But I do like the Honeycare. You can buy Honeycare from Walmart as well, and I think they're a little cheaper from Walmart than they are from Amazon. So that's the brand we use. I'm sorry I don't have a female wrap brand for you, but Honeycare probably makes one for the girls as well. and that's a little more complicated with the girls, but you can still put a girl dog in here and get that wrap around and have the support for her. So that makes it a little easier. And then we have our wraps that we use. We have several because before we moved to the Honey Care brand, the diapers we were using leaked quite a bit. And so we were laundering outer wraps frequently, which is why we have like 10 of them now. We started with the Pet Partners brand from Amazon. They're pretty good. They come in a pack of 3, not too bad, but we did a lot of laundry with these, as I said, and we found that the ones by Lang Sprit, Sprit, again, I don't make any money off of these, pick and choose the ones that work for you, but these seem to hold up better in the wash because we were washing them, like I said, quite frequently. Don't dry these if you don't have to. The Velcro is glued on, and the dryer will work its way and rip up that glue. So just air dry these if you can, or put them in the dryer on like low heat, no heat, because that'll tear up you'll lose your Velcro quickly. But the material has been holding up well in the laundry. So those are our recommendations for outer wraps for your pup. And I'm sure they make the same type for girl dogs. Girl dogs are a little different in their configuration that they have. So those are the ones that we use. The Red Jack, like I said, it's made out of PVC. I'm going to put instructions in the video down below for you to use them. You want to measure your dog in a few different directions. For the 2 legs, we basically want to make sure the back legs have enough room to go over the back side, and then the front legs have a little more room in the front. The back legs, we went right up against the back. The front legs, you can have about 3 to 5 inch gap depending on how able-bodied your pup is. If your pup's front legs are still strong and working well, you can have a lot more room in the front here if you want. If your dog is not doing well in the front, you might need them a little closer. So just kind of measure that. The gap between these 2 bars, that's your working area to get your wraps underneath there and clean your pup up and put your diapers back on. So make sure that you have enough gap that you can reach the private parts and get your diapers and whatnot in here. I will give you the dimensions for this one. Like I said, we have a male Corgi. He's probably a little bit on the larger side of Corgis, but you're going to just kind of measure that. So the width here is going to be from their inside of their back legs up to probably about their chest level. So they've got room for the front legs. And then the width across, again, you can just kind of make it probably I'd say at least 5 inches wider total, maybe 3 inches on both sides. Then your dog is wide. It's nice because you need to be able to get that diaper underneath integrator working in this area here and underneath. So make sure it's just wide enough that you can manipulate and get that diaper around. I'll put the directions, instructions, and all of the parts that I used to make this with. It's relatively inexpensive. You can get all these PVC pieces at Home Depot. The front of ours, like I said, it's sloped, and that is intentional. We want the back end a little higher to help them relieve themselves for their bowels. And the front of the legs that I have, this is a 45-degree angle piece. And I discovered that helps from its sliding too much. So that gives it more stability in the front to have this 45-degree angle. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. It should sit just fine, just straight down on the PVC without any kind of cap on it. But I like the 45-degree angle for a little bit more stability. This is pretty strong. I could probably stand on this if I wanted to. So this will hold up quite well. I did use 1-inch PVC to make this particular one. If you have a tiny dog, you could probably get by with a 1/2-inch PVC. Sometimes the fittings are a little more expensive when you get to the smaller size PVC joints, but you could easily, for a little dog like a Yorkie or a Havanese, you could use 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. But I would just say go with 1-inch PVC. It's just going to be a good size. Don't glue them together. Just go ahead and stick them together, hammer them together, because if you need to change sizes or whatnot, you can easily hammer them, take them apart, put in bigger pieces or smaller pieces. You might want to just play with the dimensions that you use. And when you're done, you can donate it to one of your local rescues that work with dogs that are paralyzed or DM, or a local vet, and say, hey, look what I've got. Maybe this will help one of your patients that has a dog in need. So please pay it forward. I always appreciate that. That's why we wanted to make this video, to help you and your pups and future dogs down the road. So we hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to put those in the comments. I always welcome improvements and recommendations, but this is what we've come up with to kind of help you as you help your pup in its ailing years or later years, whichever you're dealing with. So God bless. Thanks.